Right now, many parts of Alaska are dealing with extreme weather. This is video from Palmer showing powerful winds that bent a cell phone tower, and many areas also continue to deal with historic snow. Juneau just broke a 61-year-old December snowfall record. Meteorologist Jackie Purcell details the high snow levels and tracks the conditions heading into the new year.
Yes, we are watching a deep freeze continue over interior Alaska while it is heavy snow, even problematic snow in sections of southeast Alaska. So there you have the circulation currently impacting Gulf Coast locations. You can see that, but also other parts of the state will see some winter weather conditions. But for the northern to central sections of the Panhandle, Haines into Skagway to Juneau, that's where we'll still see a winter storm warning. On the outer coast, a winter weather advisory will go to at least tomorrow morning, but the warning till tomorrow at noon. This calls for concern because there could be avalanche or landslide risk as a result of the rain on the southern end of the Panhandle. And clearing boats of snow, it's imperative because some boats have already reportedly sunk at their moorings in harbors. And also, when it is safe, folks should make sure to clear their roofs. Here's a look at some of that snowfall that we've seen in the Fairbanks area. They're close to or just above their normal snowfall amounts. Check out Juneau, though. You mentioned it was a record 63.4 inches so far this season. And as we go into the holiday, not a lot of change. We'll be seeing continued snowfall at least through New Year's Eve into southeast Alaska. Fairbanks and interior locations will continue to see very frigid temperatures. It's 42 below in Fairbanks right now, 15 above in Anchorage, and 12 around Palmer. I'll have more on the forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Jackie. In Fairbanks, temperatures still touching 40 below zero as the cold snap that started a few weeks ago continues. Alex Bangle ventured out into the cold to give us a look and to talk to some of you dealing with those conditions.
Well, it's cold here in Fairbanks as the temperatures have been hugging the 30s and 40s below zero for the past few weeks. Now, the ice fog that we've been seeing over the last 4 or 5 days, certainly over the weekend, has faded at this point, making for less hazardous driving. However, we're not out of the woods yet, as car tires that have been deflated by the cold weather are still prone to blowing out. Now, that's something we've been seeing along the roads and highways in this area, as cars that have had to pull over because their tires have been blown out. Now, our meteorologists are telling us that this is the coldest December Fairbanks has seen since 1980, with an average temperature across the month of 21.5 degrees below zero, and the 8th coldest average temperature in recorded Fairbanks history. We spoke with Fairbanks residents about how this winter compares to ones they've seen in the 1970s and 1980s.
Boy, it does feel like the last 3 weeks have been non-relenting, especially for December.
And, of course, that was Alex Bangle reporting. The National Weather Service is expecting temperatures to stay in the 30s and 40s below zero into the new year. Spending more than $1 billion to transform Alaska healthcare, the governor said that lawmakers will be in charge of putting the plan together to do just that with new federal funding. And today, lawmakers tell Alaska's news source they're working to understand what that role will be. Federal funding agreements, part of the rural health transformation, were in the big, beautiful bill. Now, yesterday, the governor, his health commissioner, and a delegation announced Alaska received the second highest amount in the country and discussed plans to spend about $272 million per year to revitalize Alaska rural health care. But either legislative or regulatory action is required to keep the funding. Documents say if those aren't reached in time, some or all of the money may be refunded to the feds. This now appears likely to be a dominant issue in the session starting in just a few weeks, and will have to complete and compete with other resource and projects.
But that discussion has to occur with the legislature. This is a huge chunk of money that'll do, I think, a lot of good. But as you mentioned, there's things in there as some would say prerequisites to be able to receive the money. We'll have those discussions with the legislature.
The question will be, are the agreements that the Department of Health made in getting this funding in the best interest of Alaska?
Well,
A spokesperson for the governor said meetings with lawmakers on the money and other priorities will take place in the coming weeks, more including expectations on this funding from the Senate president and majority leader. Visit our website or, of course, our mobile app. Anchorage Police Chief Sean Case says the city has seen a decline in shoplifting since police started a special unit focused on retail theft at the end of September. Now, in the past 3 months, APD says they have charged more than 100 people crimes related to shoplifting and documented or recovered more than $80,000 in stolen merchandise. Now, at a news conference this morning, the chief said that APD plans to continue its efforts at least through the beginning of the year.
In January, we're not going to move on to something else. We're going to continue working these retail thefts because we are seeing significant impact, and we think if we continue and maintain this pressure, we're going to consistently see some of the positive impact of the extra retail enforcement.
And the chief said that extra patrols in shopping areas will continue and come to an end in January, but efforts to work with local businesses to prevent retail theft, well, those will continue. Well, of course, tomorrow is New Year's Eve, and there are several places that you can enjoy fireworks shows. The show in downtown Anchorage is happening along 3rd Avenue and East Street at 8 tomorrow night. Eagle River will also have one at the Lions Park at the same time. Adetta Park in Wasilla will also host their event at 8 o'clock as well. And a little bit later tomorrow night, Girdwood will have its annual Torchlight Parade at Alyeska Resort at 9. Fireworks show is also taking place in Fairbanks at the 8-Star Event Center at 9. And just a reminder for all those events, there will likely be more security or police presence to make sure that everyone celebrates safely. Coming up, following through with your New Year's Eve resolutions may take a little more than dedication. Well, of course, it has been a long and emotional journey for many people affected by former Typhoon Halong. So to make sure that this holiday is still a good one for those families, the Alaska National Guard is helping out. Georgina Fernandez has tonight's Inside the Gates.
For the nearly past 7 decades, Santa, alongside his National Guard helpers, have loaded up their military sleigh to visit rural communities during the holiday season.
Typically, we take our Santa on the road, and we go and visit people in their community.
This year, that tradition a little different.
Merry Christmas, and I just want to say sincere Merry Christmas to everybody here.
This time, it was an opportunity to welcome them as neighbors here in Anchorage.
As the National Guard brought Operation Santa to Anchorage to visit Western Alaska families who were displaced by former Typhoon Halong.
Finding ways to normalize the holiday season, bring a little bit of joy, I think is very important.
As 210 children got the chance to visit with Santa and go home with a gift, as the Alaska Native Heritage Center hosted the event.
You know, it just maybe hopefully alleviated some of the burden that their families are experiencing.
The operation also brought back characters who played a role in Typhoon's response efforts.
I think means a lot to everyone here today.
Like Captain Laurel Foster with the Air National Guard, who helped process displaced individuals in Bethel during the Guard's Halong response.
I was born in the Bethel area, so I'm from that region. So being able to be out there and help my people in the best way that I'm able to was important to me.
That support coming full circle this month, as others who responded to the disaster, like the Federal Emergency Management Agency, got to volunteer and support the operation this month.
Everybody really wants to embrace these families and just make sure that they have support and that they feel welcome, they feel part of a community that isn't their own.
With the hope this event will give them a warm welcome to the community and spread some holiday joy. Inside the Gates, Georgina Fernandez, Alaska's news source.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's News Source app.